really have to get up to a fast start here.
Yeah, and we're going to see how they do. Of course, it's a best of 5 going to be shooting at you in between these two teams right now. Again, Galactic Gaming and Radiance Esports for our game number 1. I'm super excited to see these guys on the pitch. Both these rosters pretty stacked, you know, 6-7 people on each one. So it's going to be interesting to see who's playing tonight as well as how they're going to perform.
Yeah, quite interesting when you have such a roster of people to play from. You can kind of do a little bit of musical chairs when it comes to your roster, but we do have everybody locked in. Let's get into the match.
Absolutely. We're going to see some early pressure coming out from Orange here on the kickoff. Magonate going to get a touchdown. It's going to be in front of the box. Going to be a little bit dangerous. Unfortunately, nobody is there to scoop it up in front. Some nice little defense there. A little small double commit on the defensive end happens, but we're going to shoot that to the midfield for Cohen, who's going to bang that one off the backboard. The third man coming in. It is tricky. I don't want to age myself here, but it is looking tricky. He's not able to put it on the net as we continue at 0-0, 30 seconds in.
Yeah, and I think they're going to want to look for more of those backboard reads there. They had a good opportunity, just not quite the pace on that final shot, but it looks like the backboard is open for the moment. Another shot coming here off the near post, but it's going to be sent away. Another couple of quick opportunities for Galactic Gaming, and they're trying to break through, but the defense will prevail here.
Oh my, and it's the post is the MVP so far in this game. We're looking at it. There's been 3 shots that have cleared the post as Tricky's going to beat out another one. Think equals Wash is going to be up right here. Chitauki can't make the read. Cohen up on this, a light touch towards the net. Caro going to come in with a squishy save, and Tricky's going to kick it out to Cohen. Recenters this ball in the midfield. Can Tricky get this one in? It's barred down skis to start off the scoring for Galactic Gaming.
Yeah, this is a very interesting choice here by Tricky. You'd imagine they take that shot directly. They had the space for it, but decided to take that extra touch, push it to the corner where a teammate was there, and actually set themselves up for a much, better shot.
Yeah, I mean, the shot was gorgeous, of course. You have to give them credit. Galactic Gaming coming out really strong, especially with the pressure. And as soon as I say it, of course, we're going to have a shot put on net, unfortunately wide on the side of Radiance Esports. A little bit of a whifty on the sidewall. Going to continue the action here as well. But honestly, Cobra, I have to commend Galactic Gaming so far. They've really come out with pace, and they've looked like they've outsped Radiance Esports.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they're going to have another opportunity here, but they're really controlling every single touch. They're trying to play for each other, kind of creating these opportunities in the midfield, from the corners, off the backboard. And right now, it's Radiance Esports kind of gasping for a breath. They're trying to get these clears, finally able to do something, but that last defender for Galactic Gaming holding strong and then immediately pushing back out for another attack.
My problem with the attack there, though, is you see Radiance, they go for the solo dribble, they beat 2, but they immediately just kind of pile on a weak shot instead of looking for a pass, looking for a teammate to be able to take advantage of the positioning that you've just created. They're going to have to do that if they want to get back into this game. And with passes like that, Tricky trying to go Bardowski again, it's not going to happen. Think equals Wash, going to try to get one in as well. They're just pounding the backboard right now is Galactic Gaming, and Cobra there turning up the heat right now.
I wish we could see a score for the post, because literally the amount of saves that we've seen, that was probably the trickiest one. Crossbar down to the post, out. But my, oh my, so much pressure here. And I think kind of going to your point about Radiance, I think they're really struggling for the boost battle. Like right here, you can see most of the players are low. They're really trying to battle it out and get these huge clears, but in doing that, they're not really in position to kind of create anything for each other. Nice passing opportunity here, middle of the field. That's exactly what they're gonna need here. Jantuki will get there first to tie it up.
We finally see a dangerous pass in the midfield coming out from Radiance Esports, and the team bump is the reason that goal is scored. That one's going to be a yikes for me, bro. But you know what? You got to regain. It's only a tie game. That's why you score first, so you can make mistakes and not completely be punished by it. But we're going to see if Radiance can turn this into some kind of offensive hope, because right now they still only have 3 shots on the board.
Yeah, and I think, again, it's going to be slowing it down. It's going to be finding each other in space, and they have to really be conscious of the boost, be conscious of where each other are on the field, because I don't think they're going to get many chances. It feels like they're going to have to slug it out and, make do with, maybe only a couple more shots in total. But Tricky, they're going to put him on the spot here. That was a wonderful look. That'll give him the lead.
That is right on time. It's Tricky coming with a little wall touch, a little bit of first killer action. Of course, not as clean, but you know what? Not everybody's first killer, including myself. So who am I to critique? Tricky coming out, making the solo play happen and slotting it inside the near post where no defender was expecting that second touch. And right now, Tricky with 2 goals on 5 shots, shooting 40% at this high level of IGL is massive, Cobra.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tricky, you know, I can't play into the pun, but making it difficult in order for the defense to kind of be able to read their intentions here. It looks like a full-out assault here from Galactic Gaming. It's Tricky to try and take that final shot, locked away for a moment, but really kind of the standout player seems to be in the middle of everything that is Galactic Gaming's offense right now. Has to be slowed down if Radiance Esports wants to get back into this.
Yeah, and they're going to have to find a way to break through, and we've already seen them have success with the midfield pass. Of course, they were assisted a little bit by that team bump, but they have to get something going soon. Only having 3 shots on the board against this Radiance team is going to be difficult. Now, you catch all 3 of them on one side, and both the second and third in rotation are not prepared to go for it, and you're going to give Think equals Watch a chance to get a dunk here in front of the net. It's not going to happen, but it's another shot on net. It's going to be just wide once again. 16 seconds left. Magone not able to get anything as well. Think equals Wash trying to put this one on net. Jantoki does a good job of getting that one away, but they have to instantly transition to offense, and Cobra, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either. I think they're going to have one last hurrah, but this pass looks a little bit short. I think it's going to be completely covered here by Galactic, but they are keeping it up for some reason, but there's nothing in the tank for Radiance Esports. Galactic will take this when it felt like they had a lot of the control despite one defensive mishap. This feels like this is the way this game 1 should have gone.
It absolutely does. I mean, we're looking at the shot. That's all you have to do is look at the shot totals, to be completely honest with you. You have 12 on one side, you have 3 on the other. So when you're getting outshot by 4 times in a game of Rocket League, you typically don't win it. Now, there's obviously exceptions to teams that are exceptional at counterattacking, but Radiance Esports couldn't keep pace. Even though they have 6 saves, it doesn't matter when 12 shots are being locked down on the pitch. So Cobra, I got to see them get their pace, or what they have to do is they have to slow down the game to their speed, take a few more of those dribbles, and try to work that midfield passing with 2 flanking up on this aggression from Galactic Gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it comes down a little bit to their boost. There was a couple of opportunities that they really could have found some attacking plays, but everyone was retreating because they had absolutely nothing in the tank. And obviously that front man, you know, has really limited options at that point. It's either you try to wait for as long as possible or you 3v1 this team. And I don't really think that is in the cards here for Radiance Esports. I don't think that's a way that they could win. That's not sustainable for them. So they have to really battle for their boost here. They have to manage their boost, and I think they'll be able to compete a little bit better on the speed of Galactic Gaming.
I completely agree with you there. It just really comes down to the speed factor in game 1, and can adjustments be made in game number 2? We're about to figure that out right now. The ensuing kickoff underway. Carr is actually going to win this one out, but it's going to be blasted off the backboard again. Jantoki doesn't have the read, and we have an early goal once again.
Yeah, and Tricky just going to test out the keeper early here. It was a little bit awkward, you could tell. I think they got ahead of it, maybe slightly overthought where that ball was going to be. And as soon as you see the car trying to, you know, readjust past that ball, you can tell it was just not meant to be. Early goal, and not what you want here if you're Radiance Esports, but they just can't catch a break.
When it rains, it pours, I guess, is how we're starting game number 2. 2 goals in 11 seconds is not the way I expected this one to start out. Like, don't get me wrong, Galactic had a lot of offense last game. They had to work for their goals. Right now, they're not working for anything. They're just falling into the back of the net. And I mean, a 1 kickoff here from Radiance might help them out, but you're not getting enough juice on those touches. As Jantoki not able to do much again. This is actually going to be an open ball. Tricky's going to be in a precarious position on the backboard. It's going to be a shot just wide once again. And look at the space that's given up. No third man pushing up on that rotation, able to continue the pressure. They get their shot, and then they're just out of the play.
Yeah, and that okay, all right. Give us a second here to actually analyze what's going on. Think they're down there. That's basically a cherry pick. The backboard defense not in time, and that third man, it's almost in a no-win game here. They push up to try and support the offense, and it gets sent over their head. They're back on the defensive side, but they're not getting the touches to actually stop incoming shots. Like, they're just really not putting themselves in a positive position here.
Yeah, Cobra, we were talking,
Oh.
of course, beforehand. That's a great save right there by Chitoki. But we were talking earlier, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it. And you said both these teams were 0-2. One of these things is not like the others currently. As much as I don't want to say it, it's just the way the matchup is going. But right now, Galactic is really coming out and trying to make a statement. And there's the third in rotation pushing up a little bit too far. Again, it's a great flick to the backboard. The bump attempt coming out as well. Tricky can't get around that one, but think the equals wash is going to put that one in. And I mean, I think the wash needs to come out of the title at this point, Cobra, because with that backboard read earlier and then just this easy one, I mean, you're not washed anymore. You're doing just fine.
Yeah, I think this is something you can maybe upgrade it to, you know, slightly dirty, like slightly unkempt. Right now they're looking absolutely disgusting right now, and it's just, you know, they haven't got that win. And I'm trying to look at their series total, and if these games have at least been a little bit close, and you know, they've won 2 games out of this series. It's not looking great, but on the other side, Radiance Esports hasn't been able to win a game in these matches. It's been 3 direct sweeps. They are 0-3 actually, because they did play off stream on Tuesday, but they're really not finding anything that's gelling. I don't think they really have an identity that is something that this team will kind of find a staple. As Tricky will get yet another one here, and this is absolutely brutal.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but at this point with a 5-goal lead at this level of competition, are you already just playing for next? Like, I know there's a lot of time left. There's 3 minutes and 13 seconds left, Cobra. This is definitely comebackable, but with the amount of pressure that Galactic's throwing on, I just don't see it happening. And I don't want to call a game this early. I feel bad about it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think, you know, less of a play for next, but like, you know, play for something to go right. Like, obviously this is getting out of hand. It's Tricky scoring at will at this point, but you have to try something here. Like for Radiance, they have to shift. It's a play style, whether it's getting more demolitions, or like, you have to play for something. Play for the next goal, if anything, because right now you're kind of getting beat down. It doesn't look like there's many adjustments that you can make to win this game, but try to at least win the next 50 seconds, you know, try to win the next 2 minutes and be like, okay, we at least came up with something. But right now they are taking this test and having absolutely no answers. They forgot the study guide. They missed every day of class. They just have no answers.
I have to say that the pass rate for the CPA exam is better than the pass rate for Radiance Esports this play so far. And that is definitely below 50% to start off. It's a shame. We're seeing them win kickoffs as well, and this is the part that really chaps. It seems like they're going for double boost, or that person just isn't willing to commit enough off of those 1 kickoffs to even generate any pressure at the start. And then it kind of falls apart, and Galactic's just taking off easy goals. They already have 11 shots. We still have half a game left to go. I don't really see that changing once again, and it's just one of those things at this point. Jitoki actually has a chance. It's going to be played to the middle. Kara is going to be caught out just a little bit. The slow touch, the 50-50 Tricky, going to take a shot. It's going to be cut away, and I mean, I was kind of expecting a fake kickoff. It's off. It's off. We're gonna thank the lucky stars there that one is not on. Tricky, you have a flip reset.
Yep. Yeah. Oh boy, yeah. I honestly think it's a little bit unfortunate here, because Radiance, they're trying to work through. I think Galactic Gaming is really secure in what they're doing. They're going to get another one here. Is think just waiting for this one at the midfield, and unfortunately, I think it's a little bit of the conditioning that I don't think Radiance Esports is fully confident anywhere on the field. There's like, we're talking about identity a little bit earlier. I don't think there's anything that they can really lean back on. They're not really finding each other. They're not really comfortable in their corners. They're not comfortable on the backfield. They're not comfortable taking shots. And it's like when every aspect of the field is terrifying, because you're not sure exactly what Galactic are going to do next, and it's anything they're doing is kind of turning into gold in this situation. There's really no win condition left for you.
Yeah, the win conditions are kind of shot, but I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I'm going to turn this on its head. We have been talking a certain way for a little bit, and I don't mean to harp on one team all too much. As Tricky, you didn't. So we're going to give props to Galactic Gaming because their offense has been creative. You see this touch here over the top of one, gets the recovery on the sidewall and finds a way to slot it through two defenders. That's another phenomenal goal by Tricky right there. And I don't think there's anything much else to say about it. They are coming out. They are hitting their stamp on this series for certain. And I mean, it's up to them at this point in Rocket League. You know, it's kind of any given day how somebody can perform and come out and do it. And Galactic Gaming just decided to run away with it.
Yeah, and I think for Galactic Gaming, this is absolutely huge. I mean, obviously, they were in the same position as Radiance Esports coming into this series, and obviously they needed a change. They needed to be able to come out with a ton of confidence. And now, not only are they showing confidence, they are absolutely exuding that on the field, and they're not stopping. They really want to, you know, get in some of these goals that maybe they got to get out some angst here, I feel like. And unfortunately, Radiance Esports on the other side of this, but Galactic, they are, you know, they're not taking their foot off the gas. They're continuing to work with each other. They're continuing to put on the pressure, which, you know, commendable for them to really continuing to play out this game at 100%.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Radiance isn't giving up by any means, but they can't help it that Galactic is playing like an angry teenager at their parents right now. That's the only way I can describe this offense. They are looking like a ticked off teenager who just got told no, that they can't go to the mall, and they can't buy that black shirt from Hot Topic. You know what I mean? Like, it is not looking pretty right now. But we're going to regain, right? So 23 seconds remaining. Game one was a lot closer than this. So I think as far as mental wise, it's very easy to write this game off as a fluke. As the score continues piling on, though, it's a little bit less convincing of an argument. But I mean, we're gonna have to find something here. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna go all the way through. This is gonna be a Radiance Esports win game number 3. We're just gonna flip the script on its head. They're gonna come out. They're gonna find some way to make it happen because I got faith in the boys.
All right. Okay. So let's work with that, shall we? Let's kind of take us to that spot. So Radiance, they're obviously going up against a Galactic team that is feeling very comfortable in the air. They're feeling very comfortable kind of, you know, with some shots that are unchallenged at the top. I think something that they really need to do is, you know, kind of spark in a little bit of confidence between each player that they have to get a body up into some of these shots. I don't think they've done a really good job of at least, you know, getting, you know, putting a hand up like to some of these open looks. So I think that's something that they're really going to have to look at. Start there. We're not going to talk about the shot difference. You know, as a viewer, I'm sure that you could guess or see on your screen what that is. We don't need to talk about that. No. But start at your defensive side. Start at really contesting some of these shots that Galactic Gaming are providing here. Don't let them, you know, launch it from their own corner and get a great shot. Like, that shouldn't happen.
It definitely shouldn't happen. And on top of that, like, don't let free balls off your backboard. We saw the backboard defense lacking a little bit, and that really opened up a lot of plays for Galactic Gaming. You clean up your backboard defense a little bit. You play a little bit more 2-man up, 1-man back, so you can get those long clears. They definitely have a route back into this game. I don't think there is a doubt about that, but we're actually going to see a substitution coming out for Radiance Esports as well. So trying to light a little bit of a fire, knowing that they're on series point right now. They are down 2-0. But I mean, we saw game one, despite the shot differential, was still only 2-1. Like, I still believe this Radiance team can get back to that game one form and make it a little bit closer. Like you said, put a hand up, get in their face. Don't let them be comfortable on the pitch. If that happens, they definitely got a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Jantoki is going to be the one subbed out for Jake. Very interesting, because Jantoki is the only one that I believe has scored here for Radiance Esports. So interested to see what the super sub has to offer here. But right now, again, starting off on their own half. But let's see if they can slow down the pace, create some pressure, focus on winning some of their 50s, and get back into this series.
And Jake does a great job of getting a 50-50 in the midfield right here as well. This is actually going to be in front. Here's Kara with a shot, not able to get much on that as Think is washed. Is going to take this back up, going for the musty, gets the touch, a second, looking for a third, not going to find it. Ooh. But Cohen is going to pile drive that one home, and it's 1-0 early once again for Galactic Gaming.
Yeah, and I love the idea here for Radiance. Jake on the backboard, has a read on that, and is trying to get a light touch to be able to follow that up for a 50. Unfortunately, gets a little bit too far away and leads right into the hands of Cohen. It is an early shot, but I think they are trying to get some of these lighter touches. We'll just see if Galactic Gaming, if they respond to that, if they, will still win the 50s regardless, because it seems like they're just kind of winning absolutely every challenge that they want. But I like some of these changes.
I'm liking the changes that I'm seeing as well here, and it looks like Jake's being a lot more aggressive on the ball, which I definitely appreciate. Oh no, Kara. We don't talk about those. We move on.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Yeah, it's just
2-0 now. Like magically, I think magically there was just a goal. Yeah, I didn't see anything. I think
did we have an admin pause?
Yeah, I think there was an admin pause. I think they just added to the score actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you watch Sunless Khan's RLBS. I think that just happened right now. So we're just gonna have to get that one a free pass. Is Kara actually gonna get some pressure off of a kickoff here? Going for a touch under. It's gonna be a shot in front. It's gonna be cut off once again. And Cobra, like, they're starting to get those touches on kickoff that I said were so important because they were winning the kickoffs, and that's just a phenomenal pre-jump goal. Galactic seems to have all the answers.
Yeah, they looked like aircraft in formation here. They were all up for this. And let's put this back. They're starting to get more and more aggressive on the offensive side, but little sunshine in this very dark rain cloud here for Radiance that could leave them to susceptible to some counterattacks. If they go all three and don't quite get the shot that they're looking for, there is an opportunity for them to be able to get a shot through. But they have to get that counterattack, and as I blacked out for a second, and there was another goal. I think that is a way that they can score here.
I kind of feel like that ball kind of went through Kara's car there. Unfortunately, it looked like a very close challenge. Unfortunately, just went right through him, and it's 4-0 right now. And Galactic Gaming kind of looking like they watched Top Gun Maverick the other day. They are flying high. They do not have any problems with anything at all in the air, and it's definitely feeling like they're comfortable up there. So you know what? They passed the Top Gun exam. This one's going to be shot to the midfield. A lot of space right here. Can you get it over Tricky? You can. 2 up right now for the offense, but the ball can't be read by the third. And I completely agree with the decision, though. Even though they double commit on the backboard, I don't care. Be aggressive. You are chasing 4 goals. It is imperative for Radiance to find a way back in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of, turn brain off, go fast. Like this is the kind of game that we're in right now. So they really can't think about what's been happening the past couple games. They have to focus on this moment, and the rotation just not able to get back in time. Cohen will get another one, picks the pocket of Kara here. I think both players were getting the wonderfully shiny boost on your left and right side.
It is attractive. I'm not gonna lie. I do quite like shiny things. I got a class ring to prove it. That's pretty much pointless from college, so that's definitely fun. It's a great beat right here from Tricky, recovering off of the ceiling and using the flip to completely send themselves out of position. Doesn't seem to matter though. Kara going to try to take a dribble of their own here, up to the skies, gets the flip reset, hits it a little bit far away from themselves, however, and Magone not able to find anything with that, as there's a little bit of a cluster in front, and that one's going to be off. Let's go.
Yeah, I think, we have to trust the Rocket League gods in the post to really keep out any more goals here for Galactic Gaming, because right now the defense just limited resources. They didn't have boost, but they're in positions downfield, and they just didn't quite have the boost to. It's like Galactic Gaming are kind of playing in a different stratosphere right now. They're just it's a spot that Radiance Esports unfortunately just not able to kind of get up to here in this series.
And unfortunately, I can't really say you're wrong there. Getting up is kind of the one thing that Galactic has done faster than Radiance pretty much the entire series. They're just always the first to the ball. You see it happening right there. Tricky's already up on this. Going to get the read off of the post. Now, if you remember correctly, the woodwork was the hero of game number 1 for both teams. Tons of shots flying off of the woodwork. Tricky's able to shut the woodwork down this time and go, no, that's definitely staying in the net.
Yeah, the woodwork has done a really good job. A couple of savior medals, I'm sure, but just not able to stop it here. And I'm starting to imagine anytime Tricky is kind of going up into the air, wonderful flip reset, will they be able to get another one here? Not quite. That they just have Danger Zone playing in the background. Like, someone needs to make a montage of that. I'd pay money to see that, but not as much as you think. Got a minute 30. 36 left. Let's see if we can see some fireworks here at the end of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see some fireworks. I mean, that's how every Top Gun movie ends anyway, right?
Yeah.
So all jokes aside, we're going to go ahead and get back into the gameplay here as it's a 50-50 in the midfield. Magonate going to play this one down to Kara, going to hit it back to the midfield.
Take a shot.
Not going to have
no.
anything. Tricky. Flip reset, maybe. Just an open net. So I think that we can pretty much call this one done and dusted. It is what it is. Galactic Gaming coming out to the battle of 0-2 teams, and Galactic Gaming comes out and makes I don't think you make a statement much bigger than this, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. They came out today and they look dominant.
Yeah, if there is, statement wins in a season, I think this, maybe a couple weeks down the line, this is something that we could point to and be like, this is where it started for this team, that they really kind of found a confidence. I think Tricky is kind of showing quite a bit of mechanical prowess on the team, and I think, the players around him kind of feed off of that. So really good for them to be able to kind of get into form. Hopefully they'll be able to take that into week number 3 in their matches going forth here. This is, this is the feel-good win that you feel like you need. This is, this is Alabama going against, maybe Sisters of the Poor, something like that.
Yeah, this is Bama finally playing Alabama State for once.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, those inter-conference matchups. So we're gonna see a ninth go ahead and pour in here. It's a great pass from Cohen, beating the 50-50, and Think is just gonna pound that one into the net, and we're gonna see a little lopsided action right now, if you will. I think we're just gonna basically run down the clock. I don't think any pause needs to be given towards it. We're just gonna run this around the pitch, hopefully, and call it a day, as Think is going to try to get this center. Actually, Cohen not going to be in position. We're going to see the 360 no scope from Kara. Yeah. Okay. That sounds like a ton of fun. Jake is back in the lobby now as this is going to hit the ground. It is a 3-0 sweep in favor of Galactic Gaming, and it is just a massive victory for them, crawling out from the depths of being 0-2 and coming back and making a statement win to be able to be 1-2 now.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to think about it as they, coming into this and, maybe not having as much success, as they've had, I think this is really huge, again, for their confidence. I don't think they took their foot off the gas, and, if their win was ever in doubt, you're going to think differently about it now. But we have Cohen here for an interview representing Galactic Gaming. Cohen, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you guys?
Doing good.
Fine over here.
Yeah.
It was quite a show that you guys put on. A lot of high-flying acrobatics, plenty of goals to score. How are you feeling about your this series win?
I'm feeling great. It's like what we just needed after a rough start to our season. So I think it's a good way to start getting momentum as we head into like bit more matchups next week and in the later weeks to come.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You guys looked phenomenal today, and just can you speak a little bit to the game, because game 1 was super close, although y'all outshot them by a pretty wide margin. Game number 2 and game number 3, did it feel like things started falling for you, or did you just realize that you were outpacing them today and just took advantage of that completely?
Well, in game 1 we realized, maybe we're the faster team, so we started going maybe for more mechanical stuff, and our kind of play style, well, for me at least, is like more offensive. So once we started getting that clicking and we all started on a roll, kind of everything just like kind of fell for us, and we started scoring a lot more, in my opinion. So I think that's what really got us going, is just like seeing like during game 2, like, hey, we could like score these kind of goals, so let's just keep it going, like let's not stop, because we know how it is, like if sometimes when you don't stop, the other team could just randomly bounce back and all of a sudden you're on the losing end of the series.
Yeah, absolutely. So talked a little bit. So you talked about your rough season at the beginning. What do you feel wasn't going right for you guys, and what do you feel kind of clicked in this series?
I think we finally found more of an identity, I guess, to as how we could win more games and how we could play, a bit more offensive style is like how I feel like our team will succeed more. So, because like I noticed that when we get caught up on defense a lot and we're just like getting pressured, our rotations aren't the best, and after that, everything kind of starts to fall apart, like even our offense. So I think this was a good start to seeing how we could win more games.
Yeah, almost like a reset for you guys. You know, you get to wash away the 0-2 with this and kind of, you know, find your identity and find that aggressiveness and obviously a little bit of freestyle added to it. It was a lot of fun to watch. So I wanted to say, do you have anything that you want to give a shout out? You know, obviously your teammates did a phenomenal job tonight as well. Everybody was pretty much peaking mechanics wise. It was a lot of fun. But other than that, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? Anybody special watching right now?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna shout out my friend in the chat because you know came to support. I'm gonna shout out my teammates too because like as you said, they played really good mechanically and just you know it was a lot of fun playing with them, being hype in the voice call. So yeah, just shout out to everybody and shout out to you guys for streaming it.
Absolutely. Cohen from Galactic Gaming, thank you for your time, sir, and congratulations on the win.
Yep, thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right, wonderful to talk with the player. And again, very dominant. They seem like they're kind of in good spirits after that series. And they're, you know, maybe on a path to, you know, kind of being, you know, in that kind of form going throughout. How do you feel about that, Viz?
Well, we're going to see how the competition stacks up, obviously, in this modified Swiss format. But I have to say that them coming out and dominating a team that has the same record as them, or I guess technically the same win percentage as them, is a pretty big statement regardless. So I think they're a team that could be on the up and up, but they're going to have to still make it through these teams that are undefeated, and nothing more can be said about that.
Absolutely. Well, we are going to take a little bit of a break here as we are going to get ready for our next match, and you don't want to miss it. Trash Esports going up against Team Ignis, both 2-1 here. It's going to be fun, but don't go anywhere. We will be right back.